All right, how's everyone doing? I'm Rich CELENZA. Thanks for tuning into the Rich CELENZA Show. WTF are you talking about? So basically what I want to talk about today on this podcast is, everyone has problems, but you still need to pay attention to your health. So I did a video not long ago, but I was a lot more harsh actually for my YouTube. And it was kind of me coming off more like, listen, I get it, you got problems. We all do. That's not an excuse not to try to get healthier. And if you're already very healthy or live a healthy lifestyle, God bless. But I'm here to also tell you, I'm not talking about becoming an extremist a lot of times when I talk about health, fitness, working out, or any of these things, because I'm not either. I've been doing it my entire life, but I'm not obsessed with it. And there's nothing wrong with it. I've lived in Florida and California, and I've been around a lot of people who've been obsessed with fitness, and God bless them. From their workout programs to their eating, sleeping, everything they do, I get it. It's health related. God bless you. I'm kind of on the fence. I like working out and being fit, but I also have no problem smoking a cigar, having a drink if I feel like it, and eating Italian food, especially pasta. I'm not giving it up for anyone. So the reason I always said I worked out hard was because I can eat whatever I want. That's partially true, and the other reason is I wanted to be big and strong. Put those two things together, that's why I work out. It's also part of an identity. I do like the way it looks, so I should say there's three components. But back to you and your problems, or whoever has problems, and I get it, we all have them. But I think a lot of times when it comes to people wanting to get healthy, they want to do it. But what actually holds them back is not just like saying, wow, I don't want to go to the gym because people may make fun of me. I'm a fat ass. I'm out of shape. I don't want to quit, doing this or that. I don't know if I have time, whatever the case may be. Whatever excuse you come up with, whatever. But I'm here to tell you, if you start paying attention to your health or doing something physical, that may help you get rid of or at least back up some of the things that you may be considering a problem or something that you do too much. I'll just use alcohol for an example because a lot of people drink. Okay, we get it. And a lot of people are like, I'm not going to start working out until I quit drinking or at least backing up. There's no reason for it. That's ridiculous. Go work out. You can still drink. And you're not going to hear this from most trainers or most people because their whole philosophy is, no, you got to start changing your life, quit drinking, get to the gym, do this and that, or whatever their bullshit pitch is. No, drink whatever the hell you're drinking now. I don't even give a shit if you're a functioning alcoholic, truthfully, because what's going to happen is if you want to get in better shape, don't wait to quit drinking or wait to back up drinking. The truth is, at this point in time, you like drinking. But if you go start working out or taking care of your health, maybe that will give you incentive to kind of back up because you're going to start feeling better most likely. You really are. You may even start looking better. It's going to actually be something that may kick something into gear, and that goes for a lot of people I know that smoke too. They're like, Rich, I smoke. I'm trying to quit smoking, then I'm definitely going to start working out at New Year's, or I'm going to take up this, or I'm going to do that. No, dude, smoke and go work out. I'm not telling you to run a marathon. I know a lot of guys that actually smoke cigars, smoke cigarettes off and on, that are in incredible shape. I've even seen them, they're fighters. I've seen dudes who run. I've seen dudes who are bodybuilders. Tons of people I know that especially smoke weed. You got to be kidding me. Most people I know, I'm just going to say this because I grew up in this environment. Most guys I know, especially that are bodybuilders, do drugs and drink. Not a little, fucking hardcore. Like, no bullshit. Besides taking steroids. Hold on. And a lot of athletes party and party hard. Okay? They're able to balance it out. But in your case, like I was trying to tell you, don't wait for anything to start trying to get healthier is really my point here. And I was saying it earlier, most people hold themselves back wanting to do something or all these different types of things before they actually go do that. Forget all of that. Just start. Start doing something. It may be very hard at the beginning, especially truthfully if you're an alcoholic. Maybe you're a chain smoker. You may be obese again. Back to that. Tons of people I know talk to me and say, Rich, I want to lose weight before I go to the gym, or I actually want to lose a bunch of weight before I start deciding what I'm going to be doing, if I'm going to go do this or that, whatever it is. I'm like, just go do it. Now, if you're extremely overweight or you're obese and you want to go play basketball, I wouldn't recommend maybe joining a team, because I don't want you to have a damn heart attack. That doesn't mean you can't go out and shoot jumpers, right? Or do layups. Do something that you're interested in. And that can go for any type of exercise. But again, don't wait. So many people I talk to always have a deterrent or an excuse. And I always say, reverse your excuse. Instead of figuring out every angle on why you shouldn't be working out, come up with every angle why you should be working out. And I have a friend, I'm not going to throw him under the bus and tell you his name, he's hysterical, and he said he's going to make a comeback next time I come to town, which is funny because every time we talk, he wants to work out, never works out. He'll give me every excuse why he can't get to the gym, even though he's a gym member. It's work, it could be a girl, it could be his parents, it could be, he's got 2 jobs, so I'm not going to, but there's always an excuse why he can't seem to make it, or make it in the right time to meet up, whatever the case may be. And I always tell him, dude, I don't give a shit either way. This is on you. But if you, and he's not even married, doesn't have kids, if you can't find an hour, hour and a half a day to go take care of yourself, you're a jagoff. It's on you. There's 24 hours in a day. 1 hour is what, 4% of your day. If you're not worth 4% of your day, or you're taking care of your health, and then you're having health issues, or you don't feel good, or you're fat, that's again on you. So I'm not going to get super long-winded on this podcast regarding this subject. I may talk about it for a few more minutes. But the truth is, I'm going to tell you something. If you don't focus in on your health, no matter who you are, you're going to most likely have problems. Again, that doesn't mean you have to become a health nut. I think this is where society, or maybe people have been programmed a lot of times in their life to be like, you got to work out like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You got to work out like a professional athlete. And I think a lot of men and women now, because sports is bigger than ever, we see more athletes more than ever. We see them on television. We see them on YouTube, we see them on social media, and it's very extreme. And I think a lot of people sell themselves short and say, I'll never get in that type of shape anyways. I can never look like that, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. Look what they're doing. That's an extreme. You have to realize that is entirely different than what most likely you're going to be doing. Watch videos on people that are beginners. Maybe one day you can get up there, but a lot of people that you're seeing have been playing sports their entire life, or have been training in a certain type of sport their entire life, right? It would be just like you, whatever you do in your life. A lot of people do a lot of things for many, many years. And like if you're a mechanic, even hypothetically, I can never go into a shop and do what you do. I don't care if you just change tires. I don't care if you work in a hotel. I don't care if you work at Dollar Rental Car. If you're a pilot, if you're whatever the hell you are. I can assure you I can't do what you do. But a lot of people, when it comes to fitness or working out, are looking at those type of people thinking that's what they have to aim for. That's what they have to become. It's not true. You don't have to do those things. Look at it from your own perspective too. What do you really want out of a gym? Because most people I talk to, for the most part, they just want to look better, feel better, and look a little better. That is not as hard as you think it is. You may think that's impossible, maybe if you're really overweight, or say you're smoking and you're like, you know what, either I want to go cold turkey, or I just want to have a couple smokes here or there with my friends once in a while, I just can't quit. Now, I get all those things. That's not easy to quit, but I've done videos on this and podcasts on how to kind of take it, one day at a time, just back up a little bit. And I understand there's people out there that are all or nothing, right? The extremists, when can't have one cigarette, you got to have, 20 a day. Can't have one drink, you got to have 10. One beer, I got to have 10. And I'm going to give you a heads up, and I'm not here to tell anybody about addiction, because I don't have the right to do that. I'm just going to talk to you about certain things that I've gone through regarding certain things that I think might be able to help you kind of regarding what I'm discussing. I don't look at a lot of things the way other people do. And one is, especially with drinking, smoking, and all those things, because I always looked at it from a business, because my father was in the bar and nightclub business, restaurant. But I think when people sometimes look at a drink, and I've seen this throughout my life, they look at a drink to get them buzzed or high, to make them feel a certain way, right? I get it. And a lot of people can't balance that point where they like can have a drink socially where they could feel good, one or two, and then just kind of get out of there. Maybe 3 max throughout the night. It seems like they're all or nothing. It's almost like an excitement. And I've always looked at, I don't like feeling buzzed too much. And I definitely do not like being drunk. When I look at a drink as something casual, something more as an identity to enjoy myself and enjoy the night for more of the flavor and kind of the ambiance. Now you may think I'm crazy, but the same with like, I'm okay with a cigar. I don't like cigarettes. I'm okay to have a cigar once in a great while with my buddies because I actually enjoy the camaraderie. Is that the word? I think so. Again, the ambiance. I'm with my buddies. I can have a couple drinks. I'm smoking a cigar. We're laughing. And sometimes I do like the flavor, right? I'm not smoking a cigar or even drinking a drink without expecting anything out of that. I think people, when they drink a lot of times, and I get it, they expect to be buzzed or drunk. That's it, cut and dry, right? Same with smoking. I think with cigarettes it's different, but maybe a lot of times people smoke Cubans, they get high, maybe not, but they expect something out of that. But I can't say it's as much as alcohol. But I'm just bringing these things up because it just comes to my mind. But please just basically learn how to take care of your health. And besides having problems, say you may have a problem with smoking or drinking or whatever the case, it could be not only food, we discussed that. It can be anything. It could even be work related. So a lot of people are, they don't drink or smoke or they don't have any issues with that. But they do want to work out. And there's always something holding them back. Again, I think that's either fear of what... I'm going to just say this. I think what happens too with a lot of people that don't work out or that aren't in shape or feel out of shape, one thing I think that's interesting is or the ones that want to work out and get in better shape, I should say, that aren't. Those people, I think, sometimes are afraid to change their identity because they could even be the heavy-set one that's the funny one in the group. I've seen that over and over again. Hold on, let me get some water. They also may have other friends that are overweight, out of shape, and they feel like they're a crowd. You know what I mean? That's your crowd. That's your posse or whatever the hell you want to call it. When you go out, also, even you may want to get in better shape, but a lot of these people, if you're heavy, let's just say again, for instance, you like eating, so they like to eat. So a lot of your relationships maybe through eating are going to eat out. I get it, 100%, right? But listen, if you want to get in better shape, do it for yourself. You just have to do it for yourself. And a lot of times you'd be shocked because maybe your friends that are overweight or even smoking, drinking, or whatever they're going through, you may inspire them. A lot of them may feel the same way you do. You just don't discuss it. Or you may discuss it and it may just be something funny. Like you're all sitting around going, man, we got to get in shape. Instead of sitting here and drinking beers all the time. Or you know what I mean? And I'm not saying sitting around having beers is a bad thing. But if you and your friends sometimes are talking, it could be family members, colleagues, like, man, we got to go work out or we got to take care of ourselves. We got to change our lifestyle. It kind of becomes funny within the group. And I get it. I've seen it a million times. Somebody's kind of like, you can actually all get together and say, you know what, why don't we do something? Why don't we kind of change our lifestyle a little bit? Why don't we all try to help one another? Or why doesn't, I'll go hypothetically join the gym and try it out. And if I like it, come on, guys, you come with me. Be the one to go test it. Be kind of the leader. And I think sometimes when we're wrapped up in these identities, because I teach that in my Mastering Self-Confidence program, that a lot of people want to have more confidence. And they want to do a lot of other things. But at the same time, they don't either because they've been known for either being a follower or somebody who's quiet, reserved, and they don't want to change their identity because maybe a lot of their friends are the way they are, or just by them doing something different changes how the way other people are going to look at them, and they may be scared that how are they going to look at me now, basically. don't get caught up in that shit. If you want to start getting healthier, just literally the next day, start pursuing it. And I've talked about this before. I don't care if you go for longer walks. I don't care if you go swimming. I don't care whatever the case may be. Even backing up a cigarette a day or a cigarette a week, a cigarette a month, whatever the case may be, trying to lose maybe a pound a month, not getting caught. Like just having some type of idea of what you're doing to yourself. Because I think a lot of people fall in a trap of hurting themselves. I don't know why. And once they get going, it's like a momentum thing. It seems like, and as you know, a lot of people that you know drink, smoke. A lot of people that smoke, drink. A lot of people that gamble, smoke, and drink. A lot of people that do drugs, do a lot of other things. And not everybody. Some people just do one specific thing. But as you know, it kind of becomes like more and more and more. At least that's what I've seen throughout the years in my life. And I do think, you're welcome to do that. Nothing wrong with having a good time and smoking, drink, whatever you got to do. But I also think people, after a while, don't realize if they just backed up a little bit, how much better they'd feel. Just by, even if you said, hey, I'm not going to drink I was just actually having a discussion with my friend on the phone. And he loves to, once in a while, have a drink and a cigar. You know what I mean? And he said, I haven't drank in like 5 days, and I can't believe how different I feel. And I don't think people really realize that, how different they're going to feel. Now, you may not have a drink for 5 days and go, you know what, I don't feel any different. I miss drinks. I like drinking. God bless you. Whatever you got to do. But sometimes if you just think about your health a little bit and say, hey, why don't I try something different, right? If you're not feeling good, and I talked about this on a previous podcast, to try to heal yourself, the only one who's going to truly heal you or figure you out is you. It's not a doctor. You can, because you're only going to give the doctor so much so much information regarding who you are. And basically, he's going to only do so many tests on you as well. I mean, it's not like he's testing you constantly throughout your days. Every day, every month, everything, unless you're extremely sick. Now, that's a whole different thing I'm not getting into. But my point is, they take your blood. Let's call it for what it is. They check your blood pressure. They're going to tell you maybe you're this or that, and then you go on and live your life, right? You're the one who's inside your body, or whatever you want to say, your mind is inside your body, or however you want to describe it. That's kind of how I describe it. You're the only one who feels the way you feel. You're the only one who acknowledges how you feel, good or bad. That goes throughout your entire body. If your feet hurt and you go, hey, doc, my feet hurt. Well, if you're 350 pounds, well, your feet are going to hurt. Well, I got problems with my knees. Well, again, if you're 350 pounds, your knees are going to hurt. I'm just saying there's kind of sometimes common sense, and I don't even think people think about that. But I hear it all the time, too, with people like, hey, I only drink, a couple, I drink happy, whatever. I have 2 here and there, and then when I travel a little bit, or I'm only drinking, I only drink on weekends, or I drink a couple times here or there. If you look at the end of the month, and I've discussed this before, right, you're having, maybe I'm wrong, and even could be with women with wine or whatever, they don't realize. At the end of the month, you may have had 30, 40, 50 drinks, 60. What? You don't even acknowledge that because you're only thinking, oh, I only have, like, when I get home from work, I have 1, maybe 2. Then when I go out to dinner, 1 or 2. Then, whatever, while I'm watching football, I may have a 6-pack. Whatever you're doing. But you have to look at the long term, what it's really doing, and how it's making you feel. Now, some people, and I've discussed this, my grandmother smoked for 65 years, and then she had to quit eventually, and she's going to be living, what is she, 85 years old? She may be even older, but she's fine. And she smoked her whole life and had drinks. So, again, and she felt fine. But if you're not feeling fine and you don't feel good, just try to make sure you confront those things. And again, problems too, stress, all these different types of things. If you're feeling a lot of stress, or all this, whatever your problem is, I'm telling you, and you're not doing anything physical, not only will doing something physical, I think, help you, it's also, I believe, for me, it releases a lot of stress. And I get aggravated. Like, I'm either hot or cold. I'm kind of easy breezy, or then I'm brutal. I'm not usually brutal to everybody else, but I'm brutal to myself. By me working out just releases a lot of that tension. And it's almost like I go do it. Not only do I do it, and it just releases. I feel like I did something for myself that day. Physically, it also helps me sleep at night. It also makes me look forward to maybe doing it again. Something healthy. Not just like, and I get it sometimes, like, I remember when I was younger and I'd party all the time and stuff, like, you're at a nightclub, you're shutting it down, you're partying, you're like, man, can't wait to do that again. Like, you look forward to that. When you start working out or you start feeling better, it's going to be the same type of thing. You're going to say, wow, I'm going to hopefully, do something tomorrow, physical, or the next week, or whatever the case may be, and I'm going to hopefully feel better. It's a different mindset. And I think that's how a lot of us started picking up a lot of bad habits, because maybe smoking at the beginning made you feel high or buzzed. It made you feel a certain way. Same with drinking at the beginning. It maybe, whatever it did, you enjoyed it. Made your body feel a certain way. But as time went on, it becomes kind of numb, as you know. And I don't think it's always something you look forward to. It just becomes something that becomes very repetitive. And okay, you could call it an addiction. It just becomes something routine. It's no big deal. It doesn't give you the rush it once gave you. But now you don't know how to quit because, again, I think it's part of your identity. And also, you just do it. A lot of things we're doing, we don't even understand why we're doing them. And I don't even think people realize that. Like, why do I do what I do? Why am I doing this? So anyways, I'm going to wrap it up there. If you like this type of stuff, like I said, I got the YouTube channel, putting up a lot of different things regarding fitness that I've liked all over North America. I've been even shooting some gyms again. I stopped doing gym tours, but I did a couple. I did a lot of traveling this week. I had to go to New York, then Boston. Where did I go then? I went to Calgary, shot to San Francisco, back to Florida, back to Dustin. I'm in Alabama, and now I'm going back to Florida, and then I got to hit Vegas and San Diego. So, I've been doing videos on the road, my favorite restaurants as well. And I have an addiction myself. I'll just say it, Italian food. I can't stop. I said I was going to stop. And the first thing I did when I came into my hotel today, I said, where's that? Is there, I'm trying to think of an Italian restaurant I used to go to when I'm in Alabama. I know you wouldn't think that they'd have good Italian food, but you'd be shocked that a lot of cities and states have decent food. You just have to, go to them and try them out and research them. I used to be an asshole and be like, oh, the only great restaurants or good Italian food is going to be Chicago, New York, Boston, maybe Philly, parts of California, like an arrogant asshole. But after traveling numerous amounts of years, there's a lot of great Italian restaurants throughout the country, and I'm sick of being a snob and pretending like if it's not a certain way, it's not good either. Be a little more open-minded. I have to. But there's my addiction. I can't stop. I don't think I'm going to stop. But what I have been trying to do is back up on my portions, I guess you could say. So, because I realized eating a lot of pastas or a lot of Italian food consistently, especially when I'm eating it for lunch and dinner, it's ridiculous, and I wasn't feeling good. And I said, what am I doing consistently that's making me feel like shit? Because I'm hitting the gym pretty often. I don't drink, really. I don't smoke. What is it? And then it hit me. I said, well, it's the food, obviously, for me. I didn't know where else to turn, and I was right. It was the food. It still is the food. I have my ups and downs with it, believe me. But anyways, who gives a shit? Like I was just describing to you, you got to work through it. That doesn't mean I'm going to quit Italian food, then go back to working out. No, I keep working out, and while I'm dealing with my problem, which is kind of a food addiction to a certain degree, I keep moving forward. So if you're going to take anything away from this frickin' podcast, keep moving forward in a healthier direction. Okay? All right, I'm also on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and hopefully you got something out of this, all right? Take care, and if you're traveling, safe travels.